Hello everyone, this is me, Demetra K, and I am sitting here with Donovan throwing rocks and highness hands to deep. And this is another great edition of Don't Believe the Hype, where we ask you to go deeper than the surface, go deeper than what's being told to you, and figure it out for yourself and to see if it's really what they say it is. And so with that being said, today our question is, what's wrong with dark girls? And I put dark in quotations. Lately, we've been hearing a whole lot. I mean, I shouldn't even say lately, but it seems like as of late, the resurgence of the conversation about dark girls not being good enough has come back into the spotlight. And I don't even know if it's ever really left, but it seems like we've been hearing more about it. So recently, a rapper by the name of Glock 9, and I had to go. I had to go and see exactly who he was because I had never heard of him until I saw the video that he did with Vlad TV, where Vlad, he does the interviews with different people and stuff, right? And so he talked about, he being Glock 9, the rapper, talked about not wanting to be with dark girls because he's dark and he didn't want to have dark babies. He recited a line, but he did. He recited a line from one of Kodak Black's songs that said, he don't want no dark bitch, quote unquote. Now, he's not the only one that has stated his displeasure for dark women. Kevin Hart came under fire a while back.
That nigga's dark as Yahoo!
Right.
Damn, good.
He came under fire a while back for his comments about dark-skinned women having bad credit. Specifically, he said, and I quote, hashtag hands down. Light-skinned women usually have better credit than dark-skinned women. Broke ass hoes, laugh out loud. And I guess the broke ass hoes, as we learned, he was talking about the dark-skinned women. Now, a contestant on a show called Married at First Sight, where the contestants, I guess, are paired together by a panel. They've never met each other. I guess they meet each other upon going to the altar. Now, this black man by the name of Tristan Thompson, not the basketball player, although this Tristan Thompson used to be a basketball player, but no relation, he said on the show that he really don't prefer dark women, or women darker than me, is what he said. Now, he's also catching a lot of heat for that remark, along with the Glock 9 guy. And let's see. And so over time, the list of black men that have stated their dislike for dark women or not wanting to be with dark women, it runs deep. So as I said before, it's not something new, but for whatever reason, the conversation keeps arising. And so I have a couple of things here. Honestly, I hate the term dark. Okay, now when we're describing people skin color as being dark, I think we need to break down the definition of dark. What does dark mean? It means devoid of light, absent of light, lacking light.
So, absorbing light.
Well, no, the definition says of devoid, like lacking light. You cannot see in dark.
Right, but it can't absorb.
Well, it can absorb, but that's not the definition. So I
don't give a damn about the definition.
I don't like the term because I don't, like I said, I don't like it that it describes, people of color in that way. If you really think about it, so I prefer the terms chocolate or brown. To me, that sounds much better than dark versus light. Now, again, why does it seem as though chocolate men have a problem with women who look like them? As you said, with Kevin Hart. Well, he's dark, if we're using that term. He's dark, so like, how is his daughter's dark? His ex-wife was dark? His mom wasn't that light.
Low self-esteem, again, and lack of knowledge of self.
Yeah, but it's like, dude, because I could see, and I'm trying to justify it at all, but I could see if you were a lighter-skinned man saying that, then it would kind of make a tiny bit of sense, not much, but a tiny bit of sense, but Kevin Hart is pretty dark if you really want to think about it.
He's one of those dark guys that are so dark because his skin's bad that you can see like a darker here, like sometimes on top and the bottom.
Yeah,
I'm not making fun of
discoloration.
Discoloration,
but it's like, how dare you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
How dare you? And then so my other question is, why are we still teaching our children self-hate? Like, I've heard of stories from men and women too, but specifically men, saying that their mothers would tell them, especially if they were lighter, be careful with those dark girls out there because they just want to have a baby with a light man so they can have a baby with pretty hair and light skin.
Sorry.
You've never heard that before?
I've heard that.
So it's
very
like,
ignorant. Very ignorant.
Why are we teaching our kids that? Madness.
I'm
hearing of men that aren't that old. Like, I can understand maybe sort of kind of if it was a man like in his 70s and 80s. Because that was the
different
stuff that
generation.
was, yeah,
right.
but we're hearing this from men who are our age and younger. My mama said, you know, be careful, don't have no baby with no dark skinned women because all she's going to try to use you for is to have a pretty baby with pretty hair. And then I also wondered, like, okay, well, what's pretty hair? Describe pretty hair.
Right.
What? You know, and then we also hear the term good hair. What is the hair with the curls and the slick? I mean, what? I mean, I think I have good hair. You used to have good hair.
Hey, ain't no shame in my game.
But I'm saying, so that why are we still teaching our babies that nonsense? All right. And so then number 4 on my list is why are we still conducting paper bag tests? Now, it's back in the day, many churches, fraternities, nightclubs used the brown paper bag principle as a test for entrance. So basically, if you were darker than that brown bag, you couldn't get in.
Right.
In certain sects of black society, they didn't want you bringing around a woman or a man that was darker than that bag.
Their ice is colder than ours. We think that the lighter is better. The closer you are to white, the better it is.
Right, and so to that point, they didn't want you bringing, you know, and excuse the term, but this is what they would use, a darkie around or into the gene pool, if you will, because we don't want you darkening the gene pool or tainting the gene pool because we're trying to keep it all above the paper brown bag or whatever. And you know, it's weird because my mom used to tell me about that when I was younger, and I thought she was joking. Are you serious? She said she actually remembers that being done. Now my mom she was chocolate. She was darker than me.
My father-in-law was a little dark.
Yeah, so both my parents are, you know, of the darker persuasion, if you will, chocolate. But she said she remembers that people talking about using a brown paper bag to see if you could fit in, if you could get in, right? So then I guess we'll just leave it off with that. And then also with the brown paper bag, I think we should say that comes from slavery and that we were taught, you know, the lighter you are, the better you are. And that also came from because the slave masters would dip off into the, you know, the slave house and get with the women and mix. And so they might have had somewhat of a soft heart for, well, let's keep it real, their family members who, you know, they bred with the slave women. And so they were allowed to come into the house and be treated better. I don't know if that's a good term, but better than the slaves that were darker.
Well, they weren't getting beat
as much.
4 days out of the week. It was
right. So, you know, that's where it came from, the whole division thing. You know, we were taught to be divisive by something as simple as skin color. Now, admittedly, black people aren't the only ones that do it, but I would say that we do it openly and unapologetically in front of everybody. Like Black TV, that's a pretty well-known internet interview site. You know, this guy, he's a white guy, he interviews different people. It seems like he interviews quite a few black people.
And a nice spectrum of interviews.
Yes, he does it. And I like his interviews because even with the interview with Glock 9, he was asking the dude, like, what? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Well, why not? And he brought it to his attention. Well, you're dark skinned. Well, yeah, you know, I'm really dark. And can you imagine, you know, what I was the baby?
What's wrong with that?
And that's what Vlad asked me. What's wrong with
What's wrong with that? Even if the baby is blurful, what is wrong with that?
He couldn't really formalize an intelligent argument to that. It was just probably something, I'm quite sure, something he's taught. And then, you know, he said, was your mom dark skinned woman? Says no, he said she described her as caramel mocha or something.
What? Black is black. I'm sorry. Right. Black is black. Forget all that craziness and this and that. Black is black.
And then he asked his dad, or asked him, what is his dad? And he says, oh yeah, he's dark. He's darker than me. You know, you should see him. He's darker than me.
You know, let's flip that whole thought process. Black means strong. The stronger you are, the black, you know.
Well, yeah, we know that.
We know that. That's what I'm saying. Well, why aren't we teaching that?
That's the question I have. Why in 2018 are we still teaching kids that our kids, well,
yeah.
they're dark. Don't associate
Yeah.
with them. There's something wrong
You know,
with being dark.
If white is so strong, why is it that when you mix it with any other color, white disappears?
Because we have bought into the technology, and the technology has inculcated our minds. You know that, as you said earlier, the white man's ice is better than ours. The white man's woman is better than ours. The white man's this is better than ours. Hell, I'ma even try to be white, and I'm gonna go on your side of the fence a little bit when you say, you know, especially with some women. Like, I don't have a problem with women wearing weaves, but I do agree that, okay, why do you need to wear a platinum blonde one all the way down to the ground? I mean, it's your prerogative. I'm not telling you what to do, but I do question
that Morlock look is very popular.
I see you said it. I did not say that.
Look. For those that don't know what a Morlock is, look up The Time Machine, 1960, starring Rod Taylor, and you'll see what a Morlock is in that movie.
You said that.
Yes,
I didn't say that.
That's what you look like to me. I'm just telling you what it looks like.
But I often wonder that to myself. You know, why?
It's sad.
Don't you? Okay, get a weave. If you want to get a weave down to the ground.
Hey.
But a blonde one?
Right, but here's my thing. Regardless of what I say, if you love it and you love yourself, then you go ahead and do it.
Right, and then there's people who say, well, there's black people with blonde hair that's born blonde hair. Okay, fine, but you ain't one of them.
You ain't one of them, right?
So why are you running around with this blonde hair? And so that's kind of the other pushback I have too, because I listen, my daughter is very chocolate, and you can't tell that girl nothing, okay? She fine and she know it.
Terry V says there is nothing wrong with dark skin sisters.
Nothing wrong at all. But it's like, for not all, but for some dark-skinned women, it's hard to argue the fact, especially if you're one of those dark-skinned women who are running around with the blonde hair, and it's like you're mad because they don't love you. But by appearances' sake, and that's just appearances, I don't know how you really feel about yourself. One could argue with them, you don't love yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean.
Exactly. You got to play with the uniform you issue. Simple as that.
Well, I don't know if you got to, but do the best you can.
Well, no, you do have to. If you're born black in this world, that's
Well, by that, you are who you are, and you should be proud of that.
Proud of that, exactly.
I mean, it's.
Because if you want to talk about culture wars and people who treat their people bad based on color and economic status, go to Asia. I just came back from Vietnam, a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, and they have Amerasians over there and stuff, and those kids were treated badly. The average Vietnamese person is what, 5'2"?
Yeah, I don't know.
On average, 5'2".
Okay.
They're very small people.
Right. Okay.
I was over there, and you're seeing 6'4", 6'3", dark, half Asian, half black kids over there. And I was talking to this one, can't speak a lick of English, but thanks for Google Translator. We're communicating and stuff, and he says, yeah, my father was a soldier, most likely, you don't know him, whatever.
Oh, wow.
And they're over there, and he's telling me growing up there, because he was of American descent, not black, but of American descent, but then being black wasn't good either.
Right.
Horrific childhood growing up. Now.
Oh, because he was treated.
Yeah, you're different. You're not Asian. You're not of that demographic.
Well, I think there's a lot of people over here who are, black and mix something else. Will tell you that their experience as well.
Yeah, but you're in America. It's a little easier in these Asian cultures because they depend on like a big family to support that traditional.
So they are openly an outcast.
Yes, they're openly outcast.
Okay, got it.
I don't know now more so, but when he was growing up, it was like very because the war had just ended and. All these kids
I'm thinking you're talking about like a younger guy.
No.
An older guy.
Yeah, he's
okay, you got it. You got
it. Yeah.
Right.
So, but it's kind of weird. You're over there, you're seeing this 6'2" Asian guy. You're like, yeah, man, I'm an American. But you think you got it bad. I mean, it's ridiculous that we have to deal with that kind of situation. And let me ask you this question: do you think that is something that was put there to keep us continually split?
Oh, yeah. Well, that came from slavery. It's just something that they did. They being the slave masters, separators, and people think it's a joke, but no, there was actually a field N-word, because I'm trying to be good, a yard and a house were separated by
yard nigga, house nigga.
He said it.
Yeah.
So that was really a thing, and we've just carried it over until now, and we are still doing that. I mean, this guy, Glock 9, I don't know, he looked fairly young, in his young 20s maybe, and so it's like, wow, still teaching that to their kids?
Well, I'm going to give a personal experience. My mom was saying, okay, my grandfather married a very, very dark woman. And I think that's why I have a affirmation for dark women. I mean, to me, they're beautiful. To me.
Yes.
I'm not saying I would prefer one of the over.
Well, to me too, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but if I see a black woman, a dark black woman, I'm like, ooh, for some reason.
Beauty personified.
And from the stories my mom was saying, basically, I don't know, maybe and don't take this as gospel because, as years go by, my mind's going bad with it. But anyway, she was saying that it was very difficult for my father, or my grandfather, to bring this woman home because in Louisiana,
right,
they have a lot of that Creole and stuff. And my grandmother was like, no. Like you said, the brown paper bag thing. So that does exist. So think about it. That's only one generation removed from that kind of thing.
I've talked to somebody who was our age who said that his mother would tell him that. Yeah. Be careful.
Right.
You know, and it's like, well, that's odd because your mom is a fairly chocolate woman.
Yeah.
But so it's like, and not even just an admonishment to that situation, but it's like, where do you get off? Like, where in your life did you not see yourself as a chocolate woman, and then you decided to teach your son the nonsense about dark women? That to me is weird. Like, where did the disconnect come? Where did you stop seeing yourself as a darker woman?
But kudos to my grandfather because he stuck to his guns, married this woman, had 12 beautiful children with her, and I don't know if there was a rigmarole about it, but from my understanding, though, back in those days,
he got the eyebrow raised.
Yeah, back in those days.
Yeah,
back in those days, that brown paper bag you're talking about probably was in play.
Well, I'm sure it was. I mean, hell, it sounds like it still is today. And so that's what I don't understand. Like, why are we still teaching our babies that nonsense? It's baffling to me.
Did you put out a disclaimer before you even started this segment?
About what?
Okay, see, she don't want to tell y'all the real deal. Let me tell you guys the story, okay? D dated Big Daddy Kane. Okay, as we all know, I'm using Big Daddy Kane as a reference.
Ain't no Big Daddy Kane.
Okay, as a reference, he's a dark brother, very good looking, blah blah blah, and her ex looked like Big Daddy Kane was a darker brother, right? No, I'm just saying, so it isn't like she's talking from something. And that was like 30 years ago. Where Dan, how old are you? 25? Yeah, 25. So that was a few years ago. But what I'm saying is, this thing at 25 years later is still a situation, and it's just crazy to me how that.
But you know what? Just in my experiences, not just personally my experiences, but my experiences.
Do you prefer darker men?
I prefer who loves me.
There you go.
That's my answer. Okay, you will.
Good answer. I can't trap it.
Yeah, you ain't gonna trap it. I'm not feeling the whole colorism thing.
Me neither. Why should I be happy?
When I say colorism, now I want to keep it, into the brown black family. Now that's what I'm saying. As far as he's too dark for me. He's too white. Nah, I don't.
Well, I will say this: I've known this family for 30 years, and I've been trying to get into it for 30 years. Literally trying to get into it. Yeah, exactly. I've been trying to get into it for 30 years, and I can say this about my father, my future father-in-law.
Speaking into existence.
Yes, and he says this all the time. Where did I go wrong with these boys? This boy, where did I go wrong?
Yes, my brothers, for whatever reason, they my one of my brothers, his wife is Panamanian.
He's black.
That's fine. And she's fairly chocolate. Yeah. But my other brother,
Walter is an anomaly to himself. He's trying to spread the love and bring us closer together. As a people.
He's gonna kill me that you said his name. It's been a minute. Okay, it's been a minute that
he's trying to bring us together. That's what.
Is that what he's trying to do? Okay.
Yes. Another good example. Like I said, you gotta give this disclaimer out there, so it ain't like we're just talking top of head. My brother was married to a Caucasian woman. Now the only problem with that was she was a Jerry Springer guest.
Oh my God!
Okay. And I'm going to say that freely because that's how I feel about the situation. So
yes, we know how you feel about your ex-sister-in-law.
Yes.
Not one of your favorite people.
Not one of my favorite people. And again,
Jerry Springer.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to go that route, take the money, brother. Stop getting these chicks.
See.
But anyway, that's my own personal thing. So we're coming from that experience of intermarriages and we see what's going on. But here's my point. Of all those kids that were made of these unions, what were they taught? Were they taught black or white, the paper bag? Were any of them taught like that? No, of course we don't teach that because you are who you are.
To me, the antidote would simply be teach your children, as you alluded to earlier, knowledge of self. Mm-hmm. And then you don't have to worry about all that other stuff. Like you teach your child who they are. And I always talk about this story with my daughter. She was about 5 or so. I went to her back to school night. Or actually it was, I forget what it was, but it was during St. Patrick's time, daytime. And she showed me, she said, Mommy, guess which one is my leprechaun? I knew right away. Mine was the one hers was the one that was black. She was the only one in her class that drew a black leprechaun. And I'm sure her teacher was probably like, but she never said nothing. But the point that I'm making is that is something that I taught her for as long as I can remember of who she was. I never, like I said, my daughter's very chocolate skinned and she never,
gorgeous chocolate.
Never once have I ever heard her, doubt or have any what do I say, any negative feelings about her being a dark skinned person.
Well, she shouldn't because she's a beautiful person.
I mean, she always tells me, you wish she was teen dark skinned, don't you? You can't be like us. Of course she's joking, but she's very proud of her beautiful chocolate skin, and so
it's flawless.
That's what we need to be teaching our kids. Like, forget all that nonsense. I mean, because when you hear somebody say, "Oh, you're that dark person or the dark skin," it sounds like it's in a negative
context.
light. Yeah, but so there's good and bad people in every shade of black.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you a quick story that relates to that. I was in kindergarten and I was going to Catholic school. And we had the annual Christmas show. And of course, I'm an angel, right? And my mom has this picture today, and this was the only time, well, I've seen my mom go off several times on me and my brother in public, but no, not like that.
Put a blonde wig on you?
No. But no, I'm going to tell you, I mean, it's just, and that was I was in kindergarten back then, and you want to be a black angel, you want to be like that, and so you show up for the play, and kids are getting a little roux on, stuff like that. I'm a kid. I want some makeup too. And I'm thinking, okay, do that. And I'm not paying attention to what's going on. I'm only in kindergarten, so I wasn't raised to be like kids are now. We were very innocent back in our days. So I'm just doing what the adults tell me. So they're putting stuff on my face, powder, whatever the deal is. My mom still has this picture today, and I remember it was the most upsetting time in my mom's life. So my mom's, she's there waiting. Like most parents, you got the camera with the little flash. You got the flash up there. So she's looking for me. We're on stage, right? And she's looking for me. She can't see me. And then she hears everybody start laughing. Right? They started laughing. Because unbeknownst to me, they had painted my face completely white.
Ooh.
My mom puts the camera down.
Because a black person couldn't have been no angel.
My mom went up on that stage and was livid. She didn't she didn't do all that. She grabbed me. Took me off stage. The principal, everybody was like, calm down, Miss Moy, blah, blah, blah. She was like, y'all haven't heard of no goddamn black angel, blah, blah, blah. True story. My mom still has that picture to this very day. And I think a year or two later, maybe a year later, the principal was fired. I don't know if it was for that incident, but what I'm saying is...
Yeah, nothing says this little black boy can't be an angel like painting his face.
And my mom was like, if you want some makeup, okay, put a little...
Some rouge or something.
Yeah, just,
the whole face white?
Yeah, it painted my whole face white. And my mom still has that picture till this very day.
Damn.
Till this very day. And you want to see a black one. My mom was only like 5'4". At that time, she's probably 114 pounds.
Yeah.
Maybe if she even is 100 pounds at that time.
Hell
she was ready to kick ass at a Catholic school. And it was unbelievable.
You mean the church did this to you?
And she takes me home. And my mom's upset. Get that shit off of your face! I remember it clearly. Threw me in the shower and washed it. I'm a kid. I don't know what's going on.
So needless to say, you didn't do the Christmas play.
No, I didn't do this. And I really do think that is the reason why Hollywood has locked me out.
Right. They said, no, he got the original stage mama.
Yeah.
The original mama.
Thanks, Mom!
Okay.
But to have to continue to deal with that until this very day. The very first girl that I ever fell in love with, dark skin.
So then, we've already alluded to, but I'm just going to ask it again. I mean, what do you think we need to do?
Knowledge yourself. I mean, I was always taught you play with the uniform you're issued. I can't. I mean, unless you're Michael Jackson or Sammy Sosa and you got money to change
Sammy
your skin.
Sosa just turned that way
Yeah,
overnight.
overnight,
No,
yeah.
nothing there.
You know what I mean? It is what it is.
I would say
and not everybody can be black. It's hard to be black. It takes a special person to be black.
You goddamn right. It takes a special person.
Because you ask the average white person if they want to trade places with us, they'd be like, no, that's okay.
Well,
that's okay.
I would say they wouldn't want to trade places with our struggle per se. But we see it all the time where they want to look like us.
Right, but I'm just saying
like
to
us.
live
Oh, yeah, that's where they draw the line right there, okay? But speaking of which, I'm on my way over here. My daughter shows me the new
Late.
G2.
No, go ahead.
I was on time. 11 o'clock, I rang this doorbell.
Right.
The new GQ magazine cover with Kylie Jenner and her baby daddy, boyfriend, whoever he is, Travis Scott. They're on the cover. He's a fairly chocolate man, and
he looks pretty good. I mean,
she's white.
Grown man with braids in his hair.
You know what? But anyway,
grown man.
She's straddling him.
Yeah.
Well, okay, but just to the naked eye, it just looks like a magazine cover with a guy and his girl, and I don't even know why they're on there, to be honest with you. But to the trained eye, it says so much more. And so I told my daughter, I said, well, that's kind of odd that we're going to be talking about, the topic, what's wrong with dark girls. And then this pops up. And so it's like, you have some black men talking bad about black women, but then you have this cover with this black man with a woman who is clearly white. And so nothing says there's something wrong with your black woman than a cover like this. And so I was telling my daughter, I said, there's got to be something really wrong with a man who will not accept his own woman. I'm not telling you who to be with. That's not even my dog in a fight. But it's like, what message are you sending to all the other people, the kids? And I'm not saying they should be a role model, but we know we live in a day and age of social media where, people aspire to be like people who aren't even like themselves. But here you are, a black man on the cover of a very well-known magazine with a white woman who's straddling you. So, I mean,
Mama, I made it!
Well, I mean, I guess, but what does that say to these other black women, or these black girls?
Okay, to your point. So you're saying a subliminal message has been sent, and it could affect a lot of young men, right?
A lot of young men and women, yes.
Okay, right. So then we are in agreement that when you wear a weave, I'm just saying 24/7, that is sending a message as well.
Well, yeah, it's sending a message, especially if, like I said before, and I know it probably catch some heat if it's one of those ones that are blonde all the way down to the ground, damn well that didn't grow out your scalp. But the same thing is true for a black man who constantly parades, and I'm trying to think, well, I guess we have Serena Williams, but I think, and I could be wrong, so don't quote me, we predominantly see magazines highlighting black men with white women. And so I think we need to ask ourselves, what are they really trying to tell us?
Or if there is a black woman, let's get Tyra Banks with her white man.
Is she a white man?
Or they're divorced now or something like that, they broke up. Or Halle Berry with her white man, they highlight that, so it works in reverse as well.
Well, no, I totally agree, and so, but I'm using the cover of this as just a leap pad.
And the white woman looks all whorish, so.
I don't understand that. I mean, I guess if I was white and I saw that cover, I would be a little bit mad. Like, damn, you got this woman tramping all over the damn place, and then there's one
over
picture.
That.
Yeah, but there's one picture. I mean, I don't know anything about Travis Scott, but then there's one picture where he's kind of got her like in a chokehold, and she's in a leotard. It's like,
yeah, that's
but he's fully dressed. He's fully
that's
dressed.
Still a bad message.
She's
helpless white woman. Oh my God.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not often. I've been saying this a lot. Often speechless, but when I see that kind of stuff, like to us, we think it's entertainment. Oh, it's just a cover of a magazine.
No, it's not.
Or it's just this, but it says so much more.
Yeah, stop right there. Nothing in the media is
just
entertainment and just right.
Yeah.
It's there for a purpose, and if you don't understand that, it's called mind control. If you don't understand that, then you're controlled. Your mind is under control.
So how many black boys and men or whoever will see that and be like, yeah, I got to get me one, or the ones that are already disparaging in regards to black women. how many of them are saying, yeah, that's why, you got to get you a white woman? I mean, it's just so many things that go through my head when I see that.
Well, remember in the early 2000s, you had Triple XL magazine, you had King, all these magazines, and what was their primary purpose? To showcase these video vixens and whatever you want to call them. And a lot of those magazines don't even exist anymore because, the genre fell out.
Instagram models.
Yeah, they're Instagram models now, so the Vogue fell out. But what I'm saying is, everything sends a message. And now there's a big message where all these urban models now think that they are celebrities and they're really not.
Well, and to me, when I see stuff like that, and just reiterate the point we keep making, is that it's very important, especially to tell your daughters,
you're beautiful.
And your sons, let's just say your children, who they are. They constantly, like, one person that comes to mind is DJ Kylie. I think that's how you say his name, Kylie, or whatever his name is. You see him in different videos, and he's always constantly edifying his child. You're this, you're the best, you're the greatest. He just always. We gotta do that to our children. We gotta constantly edify them.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you right there. We do that. We give our children's names like
Stop.
Malik. I mean, these great names.
Well,
and yet we don't hold the kids accountable to live up to.
Well, it's not that we gotta hold the kids accountable. We gotta hold ourselves accountable because the kids only know what they're being taught.
Right.
And especially as mothers, we are the first teachers, and so if we're naming our children something like Malik, or something very kingly, we need to teach them to be kings. We can't just name them that and then send them out to do ratchet
or
things.
Or stay in an environment that is detrimental to them adding to society.
Right. Well, I mean, it's what you teach your children. You can name them, I don't know, whatever you want. The name, to me, is not as important as it is what you're actually teaching your child to do and who you're teaching them to be. And so it is important that we edify our children and we build them up, not just to be a positive person, but build them up in their blackness, because in today's society, everything is telling black people you don't matter, you ain't this,
you ain't shit.
Right. And then you have a cover like this where we see a black man. I'm assuming he's got something going on, but he's not with a black woman.
Well, I'm gonna give you another example of how the media uses. This is all mind control. They use these things. You have movies like Precious where they show a young black girl, and to me, there's nothing wrong with that girl, other than of course, as most Americans, she's obese, health wise. But here's a beautiful black girl, and she played that role to the till. And when we think of a dark girl, that's what we think of, the big, monstrous.
But that's that's the media, and it's not even just the media. We have Eddie Murphy was taking the task on the movie Norbit, which I found very funny.
My mom's favorite movie.
And I like the movie. I like the movie on his comedic, on his comedic content. But there's a lot of people was like, you know what, Eddie.
Too much buffoonery.
Well, but you portraying black women in a negative light, like you said, loud, fat, and black. But then the devil's advocate part of me says,
the Medea.
Well,
where's the big mama?
Well, all of them. But the other part of me wants to know, is there a little truth to that?
Yeah.
Just a little.
Right. Just a little.
Listen,
there's a little truth to everything.
But I'm not saying that that's all black women, because we know that is not. But unfortunately, those are the black women, per se, that get portrayed. Like you said, Medea, Eddie Murphy with Respucia, Big Mama, the loud, fat, black woman, and hush your mouth, shut your, all this other stuff. So, what happened to your roles like your Felicia Rashad, Mrs. Cosby, and all of the other, your Florida Evans? So what happened to those women? So those are the ones that get portrayed negatively, and like you said, they just so happen to be dark skinned, or as I like to say, they happen to be chocolate, but they got to be the bad, big bad, mean, acting, loud, talking, taking notes, all that nonsense.
Yeah, you guys remember the movie Which Way Is Up, starring Richard Pryor, where he was the first person to actually do 3 roles in one movie. That's where Eddie Murphy gets all that stuff from that movie. Remember Sister Sarah in the movie? She was portrayed as a dark, strong, aggressive black woman.
Flip Wilson, Geraldine.
There you go.
All that. So I mean, I don't know. I just think, like I said, it's going to have to start with us and what we teach our children. That is not you. What you see is not a reflection of you. I have raised you to be kings and queens in the literal sense because you come from you. Shun it. That's what we need to start doing. And when you hear,
but how do you do that when mom is on Section 8, blah 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 blah?
Well, I mean,
and daddy's in jail or he's not there at all.
And I would like to push back this too. I've never been on Section 8 or any of that kind of stuff. But just because a person is on Section 8 does not mean that they all come from ignorance. There's a lot of people who are on Section 8 for various reasons. Now, I know the stereotype that you're talking about.
Right.
But I would just impress upon those people who you're speaking of to get some knowledge of self and start learning about who you are to break the cycle, to teach your children that they are better than what the media says they are, and that even a lot of us say that we are, you know.
Absolutely.
So,
because it ain't where you're from, it's where you're going and the journey to get there.
Right, and what you are teaching yourself how to get there. So
I get a lot of blowback. I came from Trinity Gardens in Chicago, and I'm a lawyer now. Great, okay, and it kind of adds on to what we're talking about yesterday. Yesterday I was in Office Max or Office Depot, whatever that one is, and I was in line, and this older brother comes up to me and he, whatever, and he sees me, and I was like, oh, how you doing? And we started to have a little conversation. And he goes, he had a school reunion, and this guy's like 70-something years old. And he showed me the picture. I was like, oh, that's what that is. He goes, yeah, this person's a doctor, this person's a brother, a lawyer. And he kept telling me about, how great he is and what he got. I drive a Mercedes and this, that. And he was saying this is the first black cop in Compton and this, that. And I said, well, okay, that's really good and great. And I went back to him and I said, what good is being the first black cop or the first woman DA? How does that contribute to our community, and what has that contributed? He couldn't answer the question. But what I'm trying to say is we have to stop talking about what we got, whatever. That doesn't matter if it isn't contributing to our community.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and not teaching your children about who they are, that doesn't contribute to our community at all. Exactly. That takes away from our community. Because it's like yesterday I had a conversation with these very ignorant people on social media, which I ain't even supposed to be on. But I was. No, it wasn't you. But this black man posted up in his group that he said male animals take care of their children. Why don't black men? Now this is a black man saying this, y'all. A black man said this, and so I said to him, it would behoove you to do your research and know that deadbeat black baby daddy is a myth. That does not exist.
Yeah, it doesn't exist. Statistically, we spend more time with our children than any other race.
That's a narrative that has been put forth by white media about black men, and I was like, you should be ashamed of yourself to keep, forwarding that nonsense. And he wanted to argue with me, and then some other people got on there arguing with me, and I was like, listen, Google is free.
Yep.
If you don't believe me, research this stuff for yourself. Black men spend more time with their children than any other man, and so it's just like, gosh, because we don't know who we are, we just glom onto the lies and we continue to spread them. And it's like, dude, you're a black man. If anybody should be defending you, it should be you. But because you're ignorant, you're just going forward with the lies. You don't know who you are. You just believe, as we say, you believe the hype about who you are. And so I basically have to tell them, you're not equipped to have this conversation with me anymore.
Well,
goodbye.
Well, here's what I usually say to shut that down. Fuck you and good night.
Yeah, okay. I usually say, Satan, get thee behind me and never speak to me again.
Right. But I'm going to tell you my personal thing of what I like about dark-skinned women.
All right, now.
Okay.
Chocolate women.
I mean, no, I like them blurple. I'm serious. To me, when you're looking at their skin, it is just flawed. It's like looking at this cord. They could be cut, like I'm chocolate. You can see scars in my skin, flaws in my skin. We take the time to try to get those blemishes out and stuff like that. These dark-skinned people, their skin is just flawless. It just glows. It's like a black pearl. It's just beautiful. And then, because they're, just the ones that I've encountered, I mean, I have yet to,
So how do you explain for that chick that looked like Beyonce I saw you with? How do you account for that?
The dark skinned sisters don't like me. They want a light skinned brother, the Puerto Rican brother. You know what I mean? So, I don't. It ain't my fault. So no. But no. I mean, to me, when I see a black, and I have a lot of dark black people in my family, to me, that's like the epicenter of what blackness is. It's like, wow, you're there.
I agree. I mean, I'm not that I'm light. I'm not light. But my siblings were a lot darker than me, and I always wanted to be their color. Like, why can't I be their color? Always. I mean, I just remember looking at my sister and her skin, just so, beautiful and brown and
soft.
I always wanted to be like her. So, I mean, I agree with you.
To me, that is it. To me, that is like, you have, those people that have that definition in their skin like that, you've been touched by an angel. I
mean, even if like I always try to tell my daughter, wear some color on your face, and we'll just give it a little pop because of your beautiful skin. It's like, now.
And just think about this. When they wear the clothes, especially women, when you guys like put that red on against that dark black skin or that yellow, it just it just comes out more.
Right.
It's awesome.
That's why I don't understand why. How did we get? I mean, I get how we got there from slavery, but it's like, damn, we still here. Anybody can see that, chocolate skinned people are beautiful, and if you can't, there's something wrong with you.
One of my old friends, and she was stationed at the base with me. She retired as a colonel in the Air Force. Her name was Cynthia. I don't give her last name, but her husband, he was enlisted, and he got commissioned. So I kind of followed behind him because I said, "How'd you do it?" And he kind of hit me up some game.
Yeah, I see.
And his wife was like dark like that, and I mean, just beautiful to me. I mean, she, until this very day, and another thing about when they're dark like that, it looks like they don't age unless they really partied hard. I mean, she looks pretty much as she did 30 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this other girl that I had a crush on, I was in love with everybody.
Okay.
But, no, but especially the dark ones. She has a beautiful daughter that plays for basketball, and she recently got married. Again. Her. No. She only been married twice. But what I'm saying is, she still looks like she did 30 years ago. I mean,
like they don't crack.
Yeah, they don't age. It's their skin is.
What's that melanin, baby?
Yeah,
it's that melanin.
I mean, I saw her and I was just like,
how old are you again?
No, but even when I saw her for the first time.
Well, I mean, you being a very chocolate man, a lot of times people don't think that you're the age you are.
Yeah, I get that. The other day
they're like, nah, you ain't 47, you 60. No.
Yeah, 48, by the way. So, yeah, but no, I get that a lot.
No, you do. Yeah.
Until I take off the hat and say, oh, damn. No.
Wow.
Hey, this is for low maintenance. I grow that. You get my age, women don't care what you look like. They want to care if you can pay the bills, okay? So,
well.
Preach on it.
Wow.
Preach on it. No, but I mean, you look at that. That's why when I see dark-skinned people running away from people strive to be like that.
It's self-hate is what it is. It's been taught, as Malcolm X said, who taught you to hate yourself.
Right. I mean, a good example, Afro Thunder Locks, your sister. To me, that is the educated, beautiful, dark skin, body down. I mean, just every, you know what I mean? Just the whole package. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I just don't understand how why we keep having this conversation. Silly to me.
Silly, very silly.
It's very silly.
Very, very silly. So, but like you and your daughter, I mean, she's a very positive girl. Got her head on her shoulders. Her daddy's crazy, but he was a Marine. But
right.
I mean, she could have a pick of anything she wants out there. I mean,
but she's keeping it low key right now. She's almost done with school, and she's gonna go live her life. And then when she's 50, she'll go ahead and get married.
Okay, well, like I said, if she follows mom and hits a couple of bases, no problem. They'll scoop that up in a heartbeat. You know what I'm talking about? They'll see that little thing.
I told you once before. Those were research missions.
Right. But I'm just saying, because she's so attractive, they'll scoop her up in a minute. No questions asked there. So, but in conclusion, you got anything else going on? Your last show last week did very, very well.
Yeah, it's getting better all the time.
All the time. I mean, that was a great topic. And what was the topic?
And the cry of Angela Rye. Yes.
And a lot of people had a lot of
Where I
questions.
asked Donovan to make sure the camera goes up, and he went,
Hey, there's nothing wrong with the way you are. You got a man. You got a man. So
You're damn right.
So, hey, in the second hour, we're gonna keep it real. Don't believe the hype. You guys have heard about your president out there. He has basically thrown America under the bus. It's the first time in history that this has happened. We're gonna talk a little bit about that in the second section, and we're also gonna talk about local politics. People have been telling me I need to stop my attacks on Denise Fleming, but what you got to ask yourself is, are my attacks made up, or is it based on fact? And if it's based on fact and you're in the political realm, that comes with the job. We're going to see you guys in the second hour. You guys stand by.